been a while since I hopped on Entropia Universe. Busy life, busy work, and I had to try out a few other games, but with the launch of a new moon comes a new attraction to hop back in. Not that I ever left, but I was looming in the shadows and logging in from time to time. I took a lift to Arys with an old friend who has a large mothership. I couldn't be bothered flying there myself, as there were many people going there, meaning many chances I got shot down. It's not far, just east of Calypso. Of course, I forgot to download the moon in the launcher, which meant after arriving on the space station I just bumped into it aimlessly, but it only took half a minute to download the moon and I could land on the moon. I was utterly impressed by the AI. I hadn't used it that much so far and it really helped me a lot getting back into the saddle fast. I picked up some missions and Arys is all about robots. And I am all about robots too, if you saw my content. So I quickly put on my best robot armor, well, the only one I have, being the Vigilante adjusted set with plenty of plates, and rushed outside. I also brought a mining amp, just a medium one, since I want to test the ground here and threw some probes. The ground's pretty good to me, but I wasn't the only one mining. I got a mission to take out some robots, and I initially took out some guys who looked like robots, but my armor says no, so they didn't do much for the quest either. They did completely tear me open though. And then I saw some obviously yes robots, and my armor and quest both said yes, and I only needed a surprisingly low amount of robots to complete the quest. I also had a survey mission, but I couldn't fly, and I can't use my teleport ship, and my land vehicle is rather, well, let's call it dirty, so going to be a walk. But I can mine while doing so. I finally arrived at the volcano, and I found several volcanic creatures. First time I saw Feroids, I hunted a lot of Mephoids and Pephoids over the years and was great to see their fire element counterpart, and for the codex they are all grouped up in volcanic creature category, so it doesn't really matter which creatures you hunt around the volcano parts. On my way back I got a nice hit on Listerium, which is both awesome and horrible as it takes forever to mine that and will completely encumber you. Luckily we can just refine it if you have a refiner with you. I have to craft something with it on the moon though, as I would have a hard time bringing this back to Calypso, and I don't like to get robbed with a full inventory. I was like, hey, trash quadrons, but they were called Verderons here. Very easy to hunt, as they're incredibly slow, and the further on I moved, the more I saw. After returning I noticed that the immersive NPCs, as they call it, can also give daily quests if you talk a bit to them. This is interesting as it opens a whole new dynamic to the game. So let's talk about the Hyperion. Hyperion weapons come in a nice range of gauss and plasma rifles and pistols and look pretty cool. Hyperion itself comes with a high markup and is currently in high demand, so this is something to farm for sure. Since I had no land transport with me, I also bought a Pitbull MK4 from the auction, quite a chunky fella with loads of storage space for my mining operations. I was grinding a daily on Verderons and it suddenly completed. Not sure what happened as the progress bar was like 10%. Not that I'm complaining of course. Same counted for the other daily challenges. The first one was too easy and the second one they were just too slow to get me. And those Defenderons looked menacing, but just walking backwards was enough. After completing the 3 dailies I went into the first dungeon. I had to defeat Droximus Prime and I expected it to be an impossible fight, but all I had to do was complete the dungeon, destroy robots, destroy a power source and some turrets. And so I obtained my first 5 daily tokens. It's a long grind towards the Hyperion armor, needing up to 80 vouchers per piece, but it's a reason to do things. The armor looks very versatile, albeit a bit low in stats, but of course you can upgrade. Since low levels can grind here, they definitely can be obtained by all players. The armor also needs an extra investment in padding and plating, and the blueprints are quite high, but the resource is very common, so it's best to let a high level craftsman work for you and then either provide the materials or buy them from the auction house. I will not return to Calypso for a while, but hang around here while I grind my way. Especially the robot materials will be essential for my weapon crafting operation when I come home, but I do miss access to several aspects. The storage isn't shared with the other planets, so I don't have my blueprints here. Also my restoration ship is broken, which I didn't realize, and the auction house has a 6 and a 12, but I can only use up to 5 so far. So my healing is going to be just my regeneration chip, which is very limiting. Overall, I just explored the first island and the quests are sending me to the other parts. To get to the other islands, you will need to use the tube. You can't swim in the waters and also flying is forbidden. Luckily the tube will teleport you instantly to the other island. I gave an honest try to do the second boss and I got quite deep into the very large dungeon, but where I thought I was in a private dungeon I seemingly was not, and as soon as I saw someone else, the mobs just went from maximum 50 to 100 plus, so I gave up for now. I may need some friends. When leaving I was teleported all the way to the southern part of the island, so it seems the top and bottom dungeons are connected somehow. Being on a derelict ship, you can easily win time by hiding behind boxes, recovering and healing, and robots tend to have great trouble with stairs. You can use that to your advantage. The southern part of the island has a lot of high creatures and is a lot more hostile, so best be avoided, and the boss quest should be done with some strong friends to ensure success. Overall, a very good region with lots to do, challenging dungeons and unique gear. Spend a few weeks here if you're wondering what to do.